Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at the hidden aspects of you only others see. So we have 3 piles to choose from. For pile number 1, we have the Specular Hemitite crystal. For pile number 2, we have the shell. And for pile number 3, we have Red Jasper. I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile, pick whichever one you are most drawn to. So hopefully by now you have picked a pile for yourself. If not, you can pause the video. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number ones. If you chose the Specular Hemitite crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at the hidden aspects of you that only others see. So your first card is Angel of Alchemy with Miracle. I did pre-shuffle your cards. Then you have Out Trick or Treating with We're Here. You have Lantern Fairy with A Clear Solution. The Death and the Maiden with Invasion, Boundaries Violated, and Dominance. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. However, if you do find yourself resonating with these messages, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please find my email address in the description box below. Okay, so as I tap into your energy, pile number 1, I feel like the hidden aspects others see in you that only they see. Firstly, I want to say that other people view you in the sense of like you've been through a lot in your life. Maybe you've had a lot of toxic connections in your life. Maybe you've literally had your boundaries violated by people or not respected. Maybe you had people kind of invading on your privacy or being dominant over you, like this card says, or maybe you've just had some kind of trauma by the hands of another in some kind of way that other people see. And of course, you would know if you've been through this, but the kind of feeling I'm getting from this, it doesn't necessarily have to do with you, but I see people wanting to be here for you. Seeing that you maybe went through something and wanting to be here for you. So I don't think that actually has to do with the topic name, but it's kind of what I'm picking up. Like you don't see that other people want to be there for you, that they want to hold space for you, that, you know, if you need anybody to talk to, they want to support you. And I feel like this is family, friends, loved ones, people you're closest to, people that you trust. They want you to lean on their shoulder whenever you need help. And I'm feeling quite emotional as I say that. I feel like I want to cry. So maybe what you don't see is that there are people around you that do want to support you, that do want to listen to you whenever you need to talk to them, whenever you need someone to talk to in general, and that you don't have to sort of push away the support that's around you. I'm not saying you do, pile number 1, but I think the way other people are viewing it is, you know, your trauma has maybe caused you to become a little bit more closed off in a way. And I fully understand what this energy is because I've been through it too. And we close ourselves off because we want to protect ourselves from getting hurt again. The reason I say so is the pumpkins here represent protection, and she also has her arms crossed in a way. So I feel people see a strength and resilience in you. You might already know that you're strong and resilient, but I feel like people see it to an extent that you don't. Where they're seeing how strong and resilient you are to have gone through those things and still make it out alive is what I'm hearing, or, you know, kind of just look within and heal from that. I feel like you have been on a healing journey with Angel of Alchemy, and the Lantern Fairy kind of reminds me of the Hermit card, you know, like going within, facing your kind of darkness. And when I say darkness, I don't mean you as a dark person, just the dark things you went through, and finding the light through that. So the way other people are looking at you right now and the hidden aspects of you is the way you have kind of had the bravery to heal. It's not even just the healing journey you've been on, it's the bravery you have had to be able to go within and heal. A lot of people have trauma but run away from it, don't look at it, don't heal it because it's too painful to kind of delve into. And I've had my moments like that too, because, our trauma can be very triggering to heal from. And I still feel like crying in your energy. So maybe there's something about people seeing a hidden aspect of you of like bravery, strength, resilience, but to an extent that you don't see it yourself, but also a strength within the way you're able to process and express your emotions. And again, maybe you see this in yourself, but you don't see it to the extent others do, like how strong and brave you are to be able to feel your emotions and not like shy away from that or be scared of showing your emotions to others, because you're able to be vulnerable with others in a way that not many people can. You have a lot of emotional intelligence, is what I feel, and you've learned a lot of wisdom through challenging moments in your life. So I'm getting that they really want to be there for you. They really want you to open up to them and know that you don't have to go through this thing called life alone. Nobody is meant to go through life alone or feel or be alone in life. We're meant to have that support system around you, and they do want you to lean on their shoulder and cry on their shoulder if you need to. And they understand if you are a little bit closed off right now or a little bit in the self-protection mode or hermit mode right now. Since I said this reminds me of the hermit card, they understand. They're not trying to force you to open up, but they kind of want you to know that they're here for you. So again, it doesn't relate to the topic of the reading, but it's coming through quite strongly. So as I'm staring at these cards, I am clairvoyantly seeing a vision of Fiona from Shrek. I think it was the first Shrek movie where these kind of robbers come in the woods and they try to rob Fiona or attack Fiona. I can't remember what it was exactly. But I think Shrek wanted to go in and save her, but she didn't need his help. Like, she went and took on all of them by herself, fought all of them by herself. And Shrek was just so impressed by her at the end of that. Like, wow, how did you do that? So if you know that scene I'm talking about, and now I have tears in my eyes again, it's kind of like I see other people looking at you with proudness, with, I'm hearing the word integrity, but okay, let me explain what I'm seeing. So I see people looking at you with proudness, with tears in their eyes, looking at you like this warrior or warrioress, where you've been able to battle things in your life and fight it off successfully, or where you've been able to sort of speak your truth or stand up for yourself in a situation that may have felt like someone had their power or grip on you, where it may have seemed unlikely for you to fight back. And I see other people looking at you proudly. So maybe a hidden aspect of yourself that others see in you, that only others see in you, is kind of like how you've been able to stand up for yourself and not let people walk all over you. Maybe at one point you did let people walk all over you or didn't stand up for yourself, but I feel this breakthrough where you're fighting against people that are coming against you, and there's a sense of proudness. It's not like people are looking at it in a toxic way of like, you're a fighter or anything like that. But I'm hearing a specific line from a song. I don't know what it's called, but he goes like, baby, I'm a lover and a fighter. So I kind of feel this feeling of like people looking at you in your hidden aspects of you, like you're a lover at heart, but when somebody comes at you, you are going to fight back. You are going to protect yourself. And that's why the angel of alchemy is here. She has these dark wings, and it kind of reminds me of how, how they describe biblical angels, how they look scarier than just like angel wings, you know what I mean? They have all those eyes in them. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about for some of you. If you don't, go Google it. But they say that angels actually look scarier than we imagine because they scare away the darker energies and darker forces. And here she has dark wings. So I kind of feel this energy of you being an angel at heart, but then you also have a protective force around you that helps you protect yourself from people that kind of want to push your buttons or walk all over you or just take from you and disrespect you. And when I said proudness and integrity, I mean that in a way like people looking at you with proudness that you can stand up for yourself, that maybe they want to step in and protect you, but then they see you do it yourself and then they're just proud of you. And there's this feeling of you bringing miracles to people's lives. But not only that, there's this feeling of people looking at you like you have integrity, but they also feel, how do I explain this energy? They feel as though when they look at the people that hurt you, they themselves have integrity where they could never imagine them doing that to someone, let alone you. So they don't understand those people's mindsets and like what caused them to do that. Like they don't understand who could do that to you because you're someone with so much integrity, with so much love in your heart, and you're just this pure soul and person that they just don't understand why anyone would want to hurt you. I hope that makes sense. And they're kind of looking at you with proudness for the fact that you don't let people walk all over you. And there's something about you bringing miracles to people's lives where maybe you also help other people find solutions to their problems, to the things they're going through. Maybe you're somebody that's always there for others, always offering that listening ear, but what you don't see maybe is that others want to offer that to you back in return because they view it like, you've given me so much wisdom, so much advice, you've been there for me whenever I needed it. Now I want to offer the same to you in return. So that's what I'm getting from the oracle cards. I'm also getting one last message from the oracle cards before we move on to tarot. When I'm looking at this pot bubbling, I'm kind of getting a message of you don't see what's bubbling next. You don't see the potential that other people see in you. You don't see the future version of you that you're about to become, that you're about to blossom into or transform into, like the lotus. And you have definitely transformed a lot within your own way, but you don't see the person you are going to become, like your potential. And that's kind of what I feel. I feel something to do with the North Node. So look at your North Node placement in astrology. That could have something to do with the person you're going to become, the potential others see in you. And I feel the need to tell you to protect that potential you have, protect the ideas you have. Don't give it all away. I feel like people are seeing you become more private with your ideas and with the things you want to accomplish and keeping it to yourself until it comes into full fruition. And that's the kind of vibe I see here. So let's go ahead and pull your tarot cards now. So of course, like I mentioned, if you already know these things about yourself, maybe you're not seeing it to the extent others see it, or maybe they think you don't see it in yourself. Okay, we have the 5 of Pentacles. We have the 5 of Swords. So we have 5, 5. And we have Love. Okay, and I'm going to remove this to show you the other back of the deck. We have the Ace of Cups. So this card is number 5. We have 5, 5, 5. So the hidden aspect that you don't see is how rapidly you are changing as a person, how rapidly you're growing, how you're rapidly transforming and becoming a better version of yourself. You may see your own transformations, but you may not see it the way other people see it. Like, wow, like this person just transformed so rapidly. Like, how did they do this? What Spirit is comparing it to is a weight loss journey. So imagine I'm going to the gym and I'm a little bit overweight, right? And I'm going for health reasons. Like, I want to better my health. I want to, become fit. Maybe I'm noticing that when I walk up the stairs, I'm panting a lot. So I'm going to the gym to get healthy, right? And 3 months later, I don't really see that much difference in my body. Maybe I notice my clothes don't fit as tightly anymore. Maybe I'm able to fit in jeans I never used to fit in. Maybe when I walk up the stairs, I'm not panting as much as I used to. So I don't see the results as much as other people do. But then when somebody that hasn't seen me in 3 months goes to me like, oh my gosh, you look so good. You look so healthy. You've lost weight. It's kind of like that energy. We don't see our transformations the way other people do. And that's kind of what Spirit is showing me. There are a lot of people in your life that see you in a way that you want to be seen, and they want you to open up to them and know that they will never hurt you in the way that other people have hurt you, because in their perspective, there's always a choice here. We can choose to be the worst version of ourselves and take all our toxicities out on another person, or we can choose to be that love or support in their life. And I see people around you wanting to be that love and support for you. So maybe that's just something you needed to hear right now, that although maybe it's hard to trust, that you can open up to them and trust them, and they will catch you whenever you fall. What you don't see but others see in you is or the hidden aspects of you that others see, that only others see, is like the fact that you've been healing wounds around the self-worth, because I feel a healing in my solar plexus chakra. So that relates to the self-worth when I look at this Five of Swords card. And this Five of Swords specifically represents finding our authentic self and taking off the mask and like truly becoming our authentic self. Since she has a blindfold on her, I feel like some of you feel as though you haven't really known who you are. Or okay, what the vibe I'm getting here is, when somebody's like, tell me about yourself, but you don't know what to tell them. It kind of feels like I don't really know myself. I don't really know my identity. But then other people are seeing your authentic self shine through, but you don't necessarily see it in a way. Explain this to me more, Spirit. It's kind of like that saying, when somebody's like, I know you like the back of my hand, I know you better than you know yourself. Or like when you say a sentence to somebody you love and you're close to, and they complete the sentence for you because they just know you so well, and they've recognized patterns of how you speak, how you interact, how you show up in the world. It's kind of like that, where there are hidden aspects within your authentic self, within your authentic version of yourself, that you're already currently expressing to the world and to those you love. I feel this is more people you love, people you're close to, where they feel they know you like the back of their hand, where they feel like they know aspects of you that are hidden to you in a way. And I'm going to try figure out what that is exactly, but it's kind of like they know your authentic self that you don't see. So how Spirit is describing it is, how we only see ourselves in pictures and videos, but we don't see the way we smile. We don't see the way we make a facial expression when we're angry. We don't see the facial expressions we make when we're feeling certain emotions. We don't always see the kind of things we repeat in actions and words, the habits that we have sometimes, things like that. It's like other people see it, but you don't see it. So what are these hidden aspects of their authentic self that others see? I'm going to try use some clairvoyance. So I'm currently seeing a dragon protect its egg. So I feel like people see you as a person that is very protective, or the closest people to you see you as a person that's very protective over your loved ones. Like, if anybody tries to hurt or, betray any of your loved ones, you're going to stand up for them. You're going to protect them like no other. Let's say somebody is not respecting a boundary of someone you love. Although they might not stand up for themselves, you go in and step in and stand up for them. And I kind of feel that energy of like protective over younger siblings, protective over children, something along those lines. But also dragons represent strength, power, courage, all those things. So you can research the spiritual meaning of a dragon because it also showed up here if you feel called to. And I feel like that relates to what I said in the beginning. Now I am seeing an alarm clock, which means a wake-up call. You've recently had a wake-up call to change your life, to change and transform. And I'm also seeing someone drive away, look in the rearview mirror and never look back and just keep driving forward. So that represents you moving forward from the things that have been done to you. Yes, maybe you were a victim to your circumstances, but you didn't stay a victim in some way. And I don't mean that in an offensive way because, sometimes we were a victim and it can, I don't know how to explain it, but for me, I feel like, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't mean it in an insult type of way. Like, you're not a victim. You're a survivor. You've survived the things that have happened to you. You're a warrior. You're a warrioress. You're not defeated. Even if you feel defeated sometimes, you're not defeated. You're not broken. You're actually stronger than you think. That's what I'm getting. And you're moving forward. You're not wanting to look back at the past because, yes, maybe you look back at the past to heal, to look at your shadows, to look at your triggers, to look at your emotions, but you're not staying stuck within the past or going back to past people that have hurt you. You're moving forward. You're looking forward to new optimistic beginnings in your life. And your ancestors are currently around quite strongly, as well as your angels, and they're just sending you so much love and healing right now. And I feel like you're reconnecting to your inner child or a more playful side of you, or you've always been a playful person despite the pain you've been through. So that's how others are seeing you right now. Are there any other hidden aspects of pile number 1 that I'm missing out on? You could be somebody that is like constantly online or constantly on your phone, constantly like using technology. I'm seeing headphones. Maybe you're somebody that loves music. I'm seeing specific things that you do that only the closest people to you would know. So for example, I'm seeing maybe someone here. Let's say I'm seeing a Dorito chip, so just take it as it resonates. It doesn't have to resonate with this example, but it's like specific things you do. And I see somebody splitting the Dorito in half because it's the last Dorito and sharing it with their friend. That's an example where like it would be something specific to you that you do all the time that not many people do. Or I'm seeing someone put like their perfume in their bag. They put their makeup in their bag, they put tissues in their bag, they put headache pills in their bag, they pack everything in their bag. Or I'm seeing somebody that constantly buys themselves flowers, or maybe something about the way you eat in a unique way, like maybe you eat different to others. Like I'm seeing specific habits you have that others see in you that you may not see. So you don't have to resonate with those examples, but that's kind of what I'm seeing. With the sparkly energy here of this crystal, I'm kind of being drawn to how a star is in the night sky, how it's that light for others. You don't see the amount of light you offer to others when they're in the darkness. And that's exactly why others want to offer that same light and love to you whenever you're going through heavy emotions that you may be drowning within, that you may need that support from. And you don't have to go through this alone. That's the reminder I see here. maybe you don't see how much you care for people, like in the little things you do as well. And also, when I look at this crystal, I'm being reminded of a diamond being created by pressure since it's very shiny. But the diamond kind of has some dust on it, and we're dusting it off and polishing it to be brand new. So I feel like that represents your transformation and how your challenges in life might have shaped you to transform into like a diamond, if that makes sense, into a better version of yourself, into a more healed version of yourself. And that's kind of what I'm getting. So I really hope this reading resonated with you, pile number 1. If it did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number 2s. If you chose this shell, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at the hidden aspects of you only others see. Please be aware that this is a general reading, so only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you do find yourself resonating with these messages, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please find my email address in the description box below. So let's get started with your reading. As you can see, I've already pre-shuffled your cards. So we have 2 little witches with magical space clearing time. We have faceless ghosts and the haunted girl with ghost people. We have Violet Duchess with stifled, bored, and stuck. And at the back of the deck, you have Candy Cane Angel with it's time for a treat. So the first thing I felt with your pile, as I got to your pile, I kind of just shuffled the cards and I felt like taking like deep breaths and kind of just slowing down. And that's usually out of the ordinary for me because I'm somebody that just goes. Especially like with my piles, I don't usually take breaks in between. Like I just go to the next pile. But with your pile, I specifically felt like slowing down and taking deep breaths and just like not rushing, if that makes sense. So I feel like that's something that other people see in you, where it's like you just slow down, you don't rush yourself to complete things. Or maybe that's something you've been doing recently if you're that go type of person, where you've been learning to slow down, you've been learning to rest. Especially if you were taught during childhood that like you can't rest, or if you were punished or judged for resting, it's like maybe you're trying to calm down that inner critic and just allow yourself to rest, because rest is productive too. When we're allowing ourselves to rest and fully recharge, then we can come back to whatever task we're doing with a full energy and focus and everything like that. But maybe some of you have been taught that rest is bad, that it means you're lazy, blah, 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 and you're learning to unlearn that. If you don't resonate with that, then just discard that message. But I feel something about slowing down and not being your worst inner critic. But I feel like this inner critic, if you resonate with this, comes from other people saying things to you that aren't true, that are projections onto you. And you've been unlearning saying those things to yourself, if that makes sense. Because the way other people view you is like you are the sweetest angel. You're the sweetest person ever. With it's time for a treat, since it's Halloween, like I heard, you only have treats up your sleeve, no tricks. So I kind of feel this energy of like you being the sweetest angel to people. But to yourself, you can be your own worst enemy. And you're learning to be sweeter to yourself the way you are to others. But I feel like it doesn't come from you. It comes from things people have said to you or projected onto you that you're currently clearing out. And, maybe there's this little voice in your head that says, oh, I'm so this or I'm so that. And I kind of see with this broom here, you sweeping those energies of projection and evil eye off of you metaphorically and saying, no, that's not me. I'm this. That was a projection. That's not true. So I kind of see you unlearning projections that were put onto you where you sort of internalized that and thought that was part of your identity for so long, but it wasn't. It was just what was projected onto you. It's not really who you are. So that is what other people are seeing in you in terms of hidden aspects of you, that what other people projected onto you that you may currently still believe is not true. Okay. So, for example, I'm seeing somebody sit in a therapist office and say to the therapist, you know, I'm so lazy, like I never get anything done. And then the therapist is like, where did you hear that? That's not true. And the therapist genuinely looks shocked, like, I don't understand why you think that. Like, you've accomplished so much. Not even just that, like you're not that type of person. I don't see that type of personality trait with you. Where did you hear that? That's just a silly example, but that's kind of an example I'm using because I mentioned something about like not feeling like you're able to rest or something. So, yeah, I feel like your self-expression has maybe been stunted in a way where you've always been this expressive person. You've always been this person with so much life within you. And you've had a lot of energy vampires around you, people that kind of told you, no, don't act like this, don't be like this, make yourself small so that I can feel better about myself. You know, uh, it's kind of like they felt uncomfortable with your brilliance. They felt uncomfortable with how much you shined, with how much life was within you, with how much you were expressing yourself. And they kind of felt like they have no personality. This is their perspective, like people that have projected onto you. They feel like they have no personality. They don't know how to express themselves. They don't know who they are. And because you were expressing yourself and being your true self in the world, it's kind of like they felt the need to attack that because deep within themselves, they felt stuck and they felt like they couldn't be their true self. So that's kind of the vibe I see here, where maybe other people see the way others have projected onto you, and you're trying to not make yourself small anymore. You're trying to not keep yourself stuck in a box that other people have put you in. There's a very unique energy in this pile, a lot of air energy. So I'm picking up on Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, but I'm also picking up on Virgo. And I'm hearing the song by the creator, where he's like, "You're so sweet. They should call you sugar. You're so sweet to me," something like that. So definitely that energy showing up. I also feel like you have quite a healing energy, or you're going through a healing journey of your own, healing from maybe projections that were put onto you and taking yourself out of the box that people put you in. So what I'm seeing clairvoyantly now is an image of Gwen Stefani in a specific music video. I think it's What You're Waiting For, where she's kind of like in this Alice in Wonderland world, and she's in this house, but her body is bigger than the house, and she's kind of like crouched down. Imagine like being in a suitcase and trying to fit your body to a smaller proportion than you are. So imagine like you being in a small house and like your body doesn't fully fit in there and you're like crouching over. But then I kind of see you as like Alice in Wonderland, breaking free from that little house people have put you in. And um it's like your energy is very big and it can be intimidating to some people, and that's maybe why they project onto you, because it triggers insecurities within them. You have a lot of potential, and I just kind of see this energy of you being like this person that has this big energy. And I'm seeing Lana Del Rey in this one music video of hers where she's kind of like a giant and she's walking around and everybody's like little. And I feel that energy of like you being big, you not in a physical proportion way, but like you kind of just shining your light and not making yourself small for others so that others can feel more comfortable. And that's the hidden aspects of you others are seeing. There's also a duality to you where you're very comfortable with your duality, your light and dark. But people don't see you as somebody that really has much of a shadow or much of darkness within you, but you are comfortable with both sides of you, with balancing that out. So, for example, let's say, you have a trait of yours that you're maybe not proud of, but you're able to own it and not really hide it from people, but like own it and be like, yeah, I'm like this, so what, and you don't hide it from others. You're not deceptive in any type of way. Like, you couldn't even hurt a fly. That's what I feel from your energy. You're very comfortable with your duality, but you also have no deception to you. Like, I don't see any deceptive energy with you, and that's how other people are viewing you in terms of your hidden aspects that you don't see. You're tired of living your life for others. You want to live your life for you authentically, and you're tired of doing things other people want you to do or acting how other people want you to act. I kind of feel like you've had people in your life that place certain projections onto you, like you have to be like this and you have to be like this. For someone here, I'm seeing, for example, maybe you had a parent that expected you to be like them or expected you to go in a specific career field, but you chose something different. Even if that example doesn't resonate, it's like you're wanting to live your life for you and not be who other people want you to be. Because I think you're kind of tired of morphing yourself into what others want from you, because it feels like, I'm trying to be this for you, but it's never enough and it doesn't make me feel whole. It makes me feel drained and like I'm not being true to myself. So that's what I'm getting here. So what Spirit is describing to me is the feeling of you tapping into your own liberation, your own freedom. So I'm looking at her in this like very tight clothing. She looks very uncomfortable sitting there, and the story of this card is kind of like she's in this castle where she's taught to sit properly like a lady. She's taught that she has to wear this and she has to do her hair this way, but she feels empty inside because she feels like she's kind of being something that she's not, and she wants to break free from this mold other people have put her in. That's the story of this card, but I kind of see this energy of like, I'm wearing tight clothes and I finally break it off me and I feel comfortable again, I feel free. Or like the woman watching this pile will understand what I'm saying. When you have a long day and you're wearing a tight bra and you finally get to take off your bra at the end of the day and you feel free. That's the feeling I'm getting metaphorically, where it's like you're breaking away from the boundaries of things other people have placed onto you, of like, you can't act this way or this way. And that's what other people are seeing in you right now, currently. Like, you're liberating yourself from that and being free, finally. So let's pull your oracle cards now. I'm going to remove this. People view you as quite iconic in a way, because I'm seeing certain celebrities and certain characters in movies. Like, I'm seeing Sharpay from High School Musical. I'm seeing Paris Hilton. I'm seeing Beyonce. Like, people view you as quite iconic, and like, I'm hearing Hot Topic, like you're a hot topic to others. You just have a very big personality that other people see in you, a strong personality. So we have the 7 of Wands showing up first. Then we have the 5 of Cups. Then we have the Hero. And at the back of the deck, you have the Crone. So I'm just going to analyze this for a second and I'll tell you exactly what I see here. So as I look at this 5 of Cups card, my pile number 2s, I'm hearing the song Reflection that was in Mulan, but I'm specifically hearing the version by Ariana Grande because that's the version I used to listen to, so I'm familiar with that one. But I'm not sure what the lyrics are, but I'm hearing something about like, am I a good daughter, or am I a good son, or am I a good partner, or, am I a good friend? And I feel this energy of like you maybe trying to morph yourself into what other people want you to be, wanting to be a good father, husband, mother, son, daughter, whatever it is. And what other people see in you that you don't see in yourself is how much you care by the fact that you actually care about being a good father, mother, son, daughter, whatever it is. Most people don't care about that. They don't care whose feelings they hurt. They don't even look at it. They're not self-aware enough. But the fact that you care enough to not disappoint the people around you shows how much of a good person you are. Shows how much of a sweet, loving person you are. How you just never want to hurt anyone or disappoint anyone. It really, when you do disappoint someone, like, you take accountability and you try to fix the situation. And that's why people say you're such a good person with no deception, because even when you do find yourself accidentally, like, doing something that you regret, you do own up to it and apologize for it. And, like, you want to show up as the best version of yourself for the people around you. And that's why people say that you're such a sweet person, because you truly care how you make other people feel. But I also feel this energy of, like, am I a good daughter or son if I go on my own path and don't follow the path my parents want for me? Or am I a good partner if I'm not being the person my partner wants me to be? So I also feel that energy of you breaking the boundaries and letting go of guilt, of, like, trying to be what other people... You know how sometimes people create a fantasy of us in their mind and they think we're a certain way, and we sort of pick up on that energetically and we start becoming who they want us to be, but it's not truly us. I feel that type of energy of, like, letting go of the guilt around that, because maybe they had a certain type of idea around you, but that doesn't mean you have to fulfill that idea of you that they have in their mind to make them comfortable, because it's your life. Do you get what I mean? So that's kind of what I'm feeling in terms of what other people see in you, the hidden aspects. With the hero as well, like, you always try to save people that are in need. You could have had a pattern in your life at one point where you were always trying to save other people around you instead of looking at yourself. But I feel like recently you've been able to balance that out by not just focusing on trying to, like, help or fix other people's problems, but look at your own. And it's because you care so much, but some people might get the wrong idea from it, like, why are you in my business? You know what I mean? But I feel like a lot of people do appreciate how much you've been able to help them whenever they were in need. But I feel like you're balancing that out now, where you're helping yourself because maybe you need that the most right now. Where it's like, I'm not just being there for others all the time, I'm also being there for myself and helping myself out of situations, and maybe taking my own advice that I would give to others and kind of just doing that, if that makes sense. You're a really independent person, or you're starting to gain your own sense of self-independence, your own sense of self in general. You're starting to learn about who you truly are. And I feel like you're learning to see deeper into who you truly are, rather than the projections or ideas that were placed onto you that others had of you, where you're learning to sort of take that off you and see who you truly are. So that's the energy I'm getting. With the crone as well, you've learned a lot of wisdom from your journey. People see you as an old soul. People see you as somebody that has a lot of wisdom for your age, where not a lot of people your age have wisdom like you. So even if you know that you're a wise person, people see it to a bigger extent than you see it, where it's like, they're looking at you like, whoa, how do you know this? Where did you get this knowledge? Where did you get this information? Like I said, you could have always been someone helping others, giving advice to others. And again, most people your age or in your age range don't know the wisdom or knowledge that you do. I also feel like you're very smart, even if you don't see yourself that way. And you're very wise and mature. That's what I feel. People see that you've gone through heartbreak and disappointment in life, but you are transforming from it with a snake. And I think this looks like a lotus, but I'm not really sure. And there's a butterfly here too, which is a symbol of transformation as well. And I feel like you're finding illumination from the things that you've been through, finding wisdom from it, healing from it. Maybe there's also something about getting closer to the divine or God or your spiritual abilities. You could be very intuitive as well. And there's something about you always landing on your feet like a cat. There's something about you that's quite undefeatable in terms of a hidden aspect in you that other people see. And even with this crow or raven, I don't really know how to tell the difference between those two birds. Forgive me, but again, there's this sense of duality with you where you're comfortable with your duality, but you don't put your own darkness onto others or project it onto others. And again, when I say darkness, I don't mean you're a dark person. We all have our shadow and light side, but you don't project it onto others, and that's what other people see in you. There's also this very fairy tale princessy prince vibe you give off, like maybe something about loving love, or I don't know what that energy is, but I'm just feeling it. So this is your reading pile number 2. I do hope this resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number 3s. If you chose this Red Jasper crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at the hidden aspects of you that only others see. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you find yourself resonating with these messages, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please find my email address in the description box below. So your card is Strangely Lonely with Holding On Way Too Tight, 3 Witchy Sisters with the Power of 3, Amara the Menehune with Aloha Healing, Sea Beacon Fairy with Guidance But Where Will It Lead You, and at the back of the deck you have Grumpy Red Fairy with Be Your True Self. So the first thing I'm feeling from your energy is people see you as a very non-judgmental person. They feel they can come up to you and tell you anything about their life, and you won't judge them. You don't judge anybody or where they're at, because you understand that everybody's on their own journey. We're all here to learn. Sometimes we're unconscious of our own behaviors. And so you don't judge people for where they're at, because you know that people can always grow, learn from their mistakes, So that's kind of the vibe people get from you, and they feel safe coming up to you and telling you things that they wouldn't normally tell others that maybe are more judgmental in nature. They feel like you're a safe person to talk to or to tell things to, where you wouldn't reveal their secrets or, kind of just, reveal their secrets, if that makes sense. However, you're also very truthful as a person. So let's say somebody does come to you and ask you for advice on something. You are going to be completely blunt and honest in a way. And the thing is, you don't sugarcoat things. You know how to tell the truth in a way that isn't going to make the person hurt more or have to heal from that. You're not telling it to them in a harsh way where they'd be traumatized by what you said to them, if that makes sense. But I do feel like you know when to be soft and loving with people, but you also know when to give tough love when it's needed. So Spirit is showing me an example of something that happened to someone close to me, where this person in my life told me about a story that one of their friends was, trigger warning, addicted to drugs, and basically this person in my life had to have an intervention and tell this person's parents, because this person told this person and was warning this person, like, you're going down a dangerous path, you're addicted to things you shouldn't be addicted to, and although this person in my life isn't a judgmental person, they felt as though this person was going down a dark path, and they felt as though they had to kind of do something about it because they care about this person. And although that person may have maybe been angry at them or reacted a certain way from that because they didn't want their parents to find out, this person was doing something to keep that person safe because they cared about that person. So that's an example I'm getting of, like, you know when to keep quiet and when to mind your business, and you know when to speak your truth on something, especially if something's concerning you about it, a person, especially even if they don't want to hear the truth, but you care enough to tell them. But you also know that it's up to them to take your advice. And if they choose not to, that's their decision, but at least you told them, and at least you didn't let them go down a path that maybe they're not supposed to, as an example. So that's what I feel from your energy and the way other people are seeing your hidden aspects. But you also understand that, let's say somebody does give you advice, you understand that sometimes that advice can be taken and help us, but sometimes that advice doesn't necessarily apply to our life because maybe that person sees things in a different perspective, or maybe we feel intuitively we need to make a different decision than this person's telling us. So you also understand that, okay? You understand that, people are allowed to have their own free will, and so are you. If somebody maybe tells you something and you don't agree with that advice they're giving you. So yeah, you're not a yes man, but you truly care for the people around you. A hidden aspect of you that others also see is maybe that you struggle to let go of the past, that you struggle to let go of things that maybe happened to you, or emotions you've maybe carried all your life. And this is something I relate to, where, someone in my life like a year or two ago told me, like, you're talking about these things over and over again, and yes, I want to be here for you, but how long are you going to ruminate in this pain? How many times are you going to cry about the same thing that happened to you? And this person wasn't being harsh to me, but was saying that I was being stuck in the past. And, I get it. When we have things we've been through, it can be very hard to let go of those things. And I feel like crying as I'm in this energy. So maybe you're learning to heal, you're learning to let go of things that maybe happened to you. You're learning to not hold on to those things so tightly, or hold on to past mistakes you made, or hold on to past people, things like that. You're learning to let go. And with Strangely Lonely, people see you as a person that has had people around you all your life, but maybe you felt lonely, maybe you felt like you didn't truly relate to certain people around you, or you didn't truly feel like there was community around you, and maybe you're trying to create that for yourself, or you have already created a sense of community for yourself with like-minded people that maybe understand you, that make you feel like you're not lonely in a crowd of people, if that makes sense. With people that make you feel seen, heard, loved. People definitely see that you're on your healing journey. You have a tough side to you, but you also have a softer side to you. And I think that tough side of you, that tough badass side of you, you've learned to develop to kind of like protect yourself in a way against certain situations or people. I think you're very comfortable with your emotions, where you kind of just flow with it. So, if today you're feeling grumpy, you're not gonna like shout at people, but you're feeling grumpy. Or if today you're feeling sad, it's not like you're pretending to be happy when you're sad. You know what I mean? So you're comfortable with your emotional expression, and kind of just allowing it to pass through, because all emotions are human and we all experience it. And a lot of the times we feel ashamed of expressing those emotions or letting other people see we're feeling that, but it's human, and that's kind of how other people are seeing it You're not hiding your emotions from the world. Maybe some of you write poetry or share like blog posts about how you're feeling. That's kind of what I'm seeing for somebody here. But I also feel like your true authentic self. You're just being your true self in the world, like, and if anybody judges you, then who cares? Like you have this energy of like, I don't give a F type of attitude, badass kind of energy that other people see in you, even if you don't see it yourself. I'm seeing a moth and a butterfly, which does represent your duality. And I will get into the other side of it, but I feel like, let's say somebody, I'm feeling an energy of someone, a woman walk on the road and then a man tells her to smile and then she gives him the middle finger because like, who are you to tell me to smile? I feel like this tough badass energy of like, don't tell me how I must be, don't tell me how I must act, because this is who I am. You're going to accept me or not accept me, but if you don't accept me, then you're not welcome in my space, then I'm not welcome in your space either, and we don't have to agree. We don't have to get along. That's okay, but I'm just not going to be around you. And I feel like you need people around you that you can be your true self around. And that's kind of what I get. You have a very unique personality that people see. With your softer side, you're learning to be softer at times. You're learning to be softer with yourself, softer with others, maybe more forgiving in certain areas or more forgiving towards yourself. I feel like it's as you're on your healing journey, you're kind of getting out of this fight or flight mode and you're learning to just be soft and be soft with yourself, if that makes sense. And that's why I saw the moth and the butterfly, because you have both of those aspects to yourself, a duality. I don't understand why this 3 witchy sisters card is here. Maybe somebody here is like witchy in a way. But I kind of feel like intuitively from this card, the hidden aspects of you that others see is your spiritual giftedness and your empowerment, I'm hearing. But you can intimidate some people with your spiritual gifts, because I feel like sometimes you're just sitting around a person and it's kind of like you're seeing right through them, or you just say something and you don't realize that they're going through that at the moment. You're very intuitive. It's like you can see unseen parts of other people and you surprise them when you see the hidden parts of them that they hide from you, but you see it clearly. So that's also what I'm getting here. And with the power of 3, I'm getting this feeling of like you bringing community, you bringing support, you kind of like wanting that community around you, wanting to support others, wanting to bring people together. You could also be the glue within your family or within your friendship group or whatever it is. There's something about that showing through. But I also just feel like you've released a lot of people that don't show up for you in the way that you deserve. And you've created a community of people, or you want to, where you can be your true selves together and support each other equally in a way. So that's kind of what I'm getting. So now let's go ahead and see what tarot cards you get. We have the 8 of Swords. There's some similarities to pile 2, but not quite. We have Heaven/Earth. We have the 2 of Swords. We have the Queen of Fire, and you actually have more cards than I anticipated. The King of Pentacles. Okay, and at the back of the deck, you do have the 9 of Wands. You could be a very talkative person. You could bring more to the table than people expect you to. You could outdo people's expectations, because in the other piles I pulled 3-3. But for your pile, more cards came out. So I feel like you bring more than people expect. I kind of want to remove this deck here. You bring more to the table than people expect. You outdo people's expectations. So I'm seeing an example of someone here hosting a dinner party. And you don't have to resonate with this example, but just take it how it resonates as per your life. But I'm seeing somebody have a dinner party and you cook a meal, and you cook cake, bake cake, or something like that. You're just cooking something nice, and people get there and they just expect something normal, but then you kind of outdo their expectations. I also feel like people see you as very talented, whether you realize that in yourself or not. You could be talented at many different things, or one specific thing where you outdo people's expectations. I'm also being shown, let's say we're going to a concert and we're watching the person, the celebrity on stage that we're like fanning over, right? And we expect, yes, good performance, but the celebrity kind of goes all out and just exceeds our expectations. So there's something about that coming through quite strongly, where you exceed people's expectations. Another thing I'm seeing, physically, you're very attractive and sexy, and you might not realize that the way other people see it, or to the extent other people see it, like how you sort of are able to seduce people if you wanted to, or turn people on if you wanted to. um I didn't expect that message, but yeah, that's kind of what I see too. I also see this energy of you being bold, vibrant. Like pile number 2, you have a big personality, a dazzling personality in some way. You're very charming too. You're very good at persuading people. And I think you use this for good. So I'm being shown an example of, like, let's say you want chocolate and your friend isn't really like craving chocolate at the moment, but you show this friend pictures of chocolates and you're like, look how delicious this looks. Are you sure you don't want it? And then now the friend's like, oh, I want chocolate too. So I'm seeing an energy of persuasion, like, I hope that makes sense. Also, as you've healed, you've made better decisions for your life overall as you've grown as a person. Because I think in the past, when you were stuck in like the survival mode, you kind of didn't know what decision to make, or you didn't know what decision was best for you at the time when you did make decisions. And it's not that you made bad decisions in the past, but people can see that as you've healed and grown and sort of outgrown challenges. Does that make sense? I'm hearing outgrown challenges. Like you've come to a point in your life where things are more stable, where you feel safe. You've created a sense of safety for yourself, a sense of empowerment for yourself. Maybe you know yourself a lot better than you did before and what's best for you. And so I feel like there's just something about you making better decisions for your life right now than you did before. You're also not afraid to back down from challenges or competitions or anything like that. Like, you really put yourself out there. You're also somebody that gets people outside of their comfort zone or shell. So I'm seeing a visual image of you at a club, for example. You don't have to be a party type of person, but I'm just seeing this as an example where maybe one of your friends aren't dancing because they're shy. They don't want people to judge them. But you make the whole scenario so fun that they want to dance with you and forget about what other people are thinking. So you also empower others, and that's maybe a hidden aspect of you that only others see. You also bring this very heavenly paradise type of feeling to everybody you encounter, and you make them feel alive. I feel like when there are people in your life that are very like to themselves, you kind of just get them out of their shell. You make them feel alive. Like I feel certain people where maybe they play it safe in their life, or they don't express themselves as much, or they don't really put themselves out there. They kind of, I don't know how to explain this, but I hope you get what I mean. Like you kind of get them out of their shell. You make them feel alive in a way they haven't felt before. But these are people that are just very grounded, very logical. They're not really feeling alive in their day-to-day life. They're kind of just moving through life at a different pace than you, if that makes sense, at a different frequency than you, but you give them this other type of feeling. You're very fun to be around as well. And somehow you're able to make grounded decisions, make decisions that help you elevate within your career, within your finances, things like that, yet also still be a fun person at the same time. So you have balance here. You know how to balance your work and social life. The things you struggled with in the past or were challenging to you in the past, you've grown a lot where it's no longer as challenging or challenging anymore. I'm also seeing a lizard, so maybe Google the spiritual meaning of a lizard, but that's what I have for you. I really hope this reading resonated. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.